What's next? Okay, go. All right, what do we work on? We could recap. We can recap the Gorgar soundboard. I don't know. We'll figure something out. I might keep working on the Paragon. What do you think, honey? Alrighty. Tommy Sylvester here again in the Gottlieb garage, working on a Bally. The Paragon is doing fairly well right now. I am on to deciding what I want to do with the inserts because I think I'm going to do a hard top. And I just don't, I kind of screwed myself, sort of. I'm past the point of no return here. So I'll show you what I got going on. All right, I popped out the G, sanded it, but it's like shrunken. I heated it up as well with my heat gun, just briefly, and then kind of smashed it flat with something flat that I have. The backside of my solder sucker. Anyway, what I think, so the deal with the hard tops is that you need, cupping is okay, but you have to sand off all the art and they need to look decent. So now this one looks, I would have to sand every single one. So I'm gonna try to look for these online, see if I can find some. When I pull this out, this measures 1 1/8 inches, but the hole itself measures 1 1/4 inches. I bought a dirt cheap $2 Harbor Freight caliper. So let me show you real quick. So let's see. There we go. So really, that's 1 3/16 inches. Hole, 1 1/4 inches would be too big. And then this measures right about 1 1/8 inches. So that's 1 2/16 inches, but there's no way. I think that either, I'll see what's available online. I might order a few different things to see. There's different colors, and I think this is opaque white, and that's what I want. But now that I sanded that, all these white ones are gonna look like crap. So I think I forced myself to, because I can't sand them in place either. They're so cupped. Every single one is so cupped that to sand that flat, I'd have to individually sand these and then get them up to a 400 grit or so and then clear coat, which I do still plan on clear coating, but it's gonna take forever because I'd have to take off so much wood material here to get down into that groove here if I was using a flat sander or something. So what I'm gonna do is, this might be stupid, but since the hard top, I'm committing to the hard top if I do this, but since it has the art on it, I just need to replace all these. Either sand them down, pop them out, I gotta get all the art off these, and they're so far below the surface. So I gotta sand all the art off of this, or pop them out and replace them. So it's gonna be easier for me then yeah, I just wish you could see how low they are. These are the worst for sure. They're like extremely low. I can get the ball to just rest right here. So you can almost see. So I'm gonna do some research and see what kind of options I have as far as replacements. If I have to, I need this, I'll have to fill in the edge of this with some kind of wood filler or something, or Bondo, and then sand it a little bit, and then glue these in, because they just fall all the way in right now because they're too small. Or they've shrunk or whatever, I don't know. So I'll have to figure out what to do exactly. But a little research will let me know how to handle that. I know I have to pop out the rollovers for a hard top, and I'm prepared to do that. There's 4 on here. So it's gonna be fun. But I'm down to try new things. Man, the playfield doesn't look that bad, does it? Not in this light. I already screwed myself though by sanding this one. I can't just leave that. And they're so sunken. Yeah, that's right. I can't just, I have to do something about this inserts anyway. So, all right. That's a lot of 5 minutes of jabbering to say that I'm gonna do research, figure out what to do here with all my inserts, if I can replace or need to just try to sand them down somehow, pop them out, sand them, whatever, put them back in. And then after I decide what to do there, I'm gonna move on to replacing all the lights and making sure they all work as well. So, good times. This is gonna be a big project, so fingers crossed that hindsight doesn't show this is a really stupid idea, but I'm gonna try it. A little slight change of plans. I ordered some inserts from Pinball Life that I'm gonna wait on to see if they're gonna work for some of my white ones here. I think I'm pretty much committed to the hard top, which sort of sucks, but you can see my A fell out. There's the one I sanded down. But anyway, real quick, I'm gonna make sure all the lights work. I just put LEDs in these to see if they work. That'll give me a little more confidence that most of the other lights work. But like I said before, this playfield doesn't look hateful on camera, but every single insert is severely sunken, if not recessed. And I can't touch this up. This kind of stuff. Someone could, but it's just pretty hit. So I will be putting on a hard top on this bad boy, meaning take everything off, sand her down flat, get my inserts better than they are, sanded and all that. So anyway, I'm gonna flicker on, put it in lamp test and see if, oh, whoops, power's not on. All right, 3, 2, 1. Hissing. And go into lamp test. What the fuck? None of them? Really? Wow. All right, let me see what's going on here.
Well, I swapped in an incandescent for that 3 and it's fine. So maybe we're going incandescents on this bad boy. Okay, yeah, I put an incandescent in that 1 as well and it's all good. So I think I'll just run this bad boy incandescent. I think I read that if you get an Alltech lamp driver board, it might handle LEDs better. Maybe if I got the non-ghosting kind. I have some somewhere that I can try in here. But yeah, so I don't think there's anything to worry about with the lamp driver or anything like that. So I'm just... All right, so I know I've gone back and forth on what we're gonna do. Hey. Next, what I'm gonna do, but I think I'm going to, I think I said this in one of my last few videos, I wanna make sure everything works right before I make anything look pretty. So I'm gonna go ahead and go through all the bulb sockets. She's hitting the drop targets with her tail. Honey, you knocked him down. Good job. Anyway, I wanna make sure all the lights work, that, you know, I don't want to have to do any soldering or dusty stuff after I get this thing clean and nice. So I'm going to get all the lights verified working, and then I will depopulate the play field and get it ready for a outside edge hardtop 2.0 for the wide body Paragon. So, hey, say hi. Say hi. You good? Say hi. She doesn't want it. Meow. Give me a kiss. Mwah. Meow. You good? Meow. Yes. Say more. All right. Let's make the bulbs work. Right, Kitty? Tell him. Tell him, Kitty. She sees something outside. All right, let me get to it. I took all the LEDs out of here and I used my crappy Dremel tool with a little pink stone on the end and hit the center contact and kind of went around the ring just a little bit. The ring looks shiny, but that's what I did and these two worked, so I'm trying it on those. So I'll fire it up and see if these lights work. It'd be really nice. And then we'll go from there. Let's see, it ain't plugged in yet. Alright. Make sure nothing's crazy touching or anything. Ball's out of it. None of these are touching anything they shouldn't be. Okay. Still just those two. Well, got this one now too. Let's see if any kind of wiggling help. Well, oh yeah, I forgot. I think I need to repin. Yeah, dude. Oh, I forgot. All the pins are way bad. So I'm going to repin that harness. I only have like 37.100
crimp terminal things. So I ordered more last night. I just remembered. All right, let me see what I can repin here. Oh, we're getting a little action on this one too. I don't even know if all these bulbs are good either. Could try swapping out an easy one like this one for this one. Let's do that real quick just to see what happens. Pop him out. Put him in here. I have a feeling like nothing's gonna work. Yeah, nothing. Okay. So I think this is a pin issue because I did pull the connectors last night and it seemed like once I reseated them, like a couple more lights started working. So, all right. That's kind of faint looking too anyway to me compared to those, but maybe not. All right. I will repin those connectors, at least as far as I can. So good times. Let me get the camera set up. No, nobody wants to see me repin. I'll just show you before and after. All right, so what I decided to do was all the bulbs that aren't working right now, I grab a known good bulb, I Dremel the socket real quick, and then pop it in, and if it works, I leave it in and just kind of keep going. So here's some, like I've already worked through these, and I got one to turn on. So these all do not, with clean contacts and everything, they don't turn on, so I'm pretty sure that's going to be a repinning solution. But before I do that, I'm going to get everything underneath here, all the light sockets cleaned, and at least try to see if they all work. So that's what I'm doing right now. Okay, what do you know? I changed my mind again. As I'm going through these, if they're not on, it could be because there's a bad pin. So, or a dirty pin, and they'll all look really dirty. So I'm gonna stop going through these individually and repin the connectors and then go from there, because I think I'm gonna end up back under here tweaking some of these sockets, putting a dab of solder here and there anyway. So why not do it all at once instead of some now, and then I'm gonna I don't know if this light right here isn't working because the pin's bad or if the socket's bad. So I need to make sure that I eliminate one of these problems first. Eliminate part of that equation, and that's getting rid of the dirty pins. So that's what I'm doing. Get this play field down. Ooh, I'm gonna turn it off. I need to check the manual, but I'm pretty sure these two go to the play field. So I only have enough pins to maybe do one. I might be able to get them all done. I haven't really counted exactly. I don't think so. I didn't get a good count on how many I have. Anyway, I'm gonna repin these. So nobody wants to see that. Oh my God. Look how freaking dirty these things are. Wow. There's no shine to those things. All right. So I also probably need to reflow these on the back side, so I'll pull the board. And I'll try to clean the pins a little bit. I don't know. Yeah, man, they are dirty. I should replace them, but I just need to order those and then I can replace them. I tried last night, but I didn't want to come back out here in the garage and count the pins because I was tired. So anyway, yeah, these pins are funky, bro. So those are going bye-bye. I'll add to my pile. I like to just see how big the pile gets before I get rid of it. Okay, time to repin, pull these off. This all needs repin too, but I don't have enough for those, so I'm just doing the play field for now. The other ones are in the mail tomorrow, hopefully. But I'll still pull those off and pull the board out and check for cracked solder joints or cold solder joints on these. Cold solder connections, joints, whatever. Y'all know what I mean. All right, here we go. I busted out the computer with the schematics just to verify the other schematic I had from the Matahari. I was just making sure that these are playfield connectors, and they are. So I've already done 2 wires so far, and just wanted to bust out the schematics to make sure that verify my wire colors and positions, because there's a few spaces in here and sometimes I forget as I'm going because I'm jamming to music and stuff. But so yeah, now I started backwards. So I started on 28 with let's see, a 78 should be orange and black. Let's see. 78 orange and black, followed by a white and yellow, which is a 5-3. And there we go, right there. So then I got a space and then a 90, which is, be sweet to have this memorized, a gray straight up in pin 25. So there it is. And 28, 27, 26, 25. So I'll show you guys me doing one. There's plenty of other videos with people probably better than me at this, but mine end up good. So I'll just see if I can catch me doing one. So I use my Harbor Freight picker that we all have. Poke it. Let me see if I can zoom in hard. Oh yeah. Give it a little poke and a shove, and they usually pop out. Then I cut it. I try to take off as little as possible. Strip off. Like, it's probably 1/8 of an inch or maybe 3/16. I think it's better to go a little too much than too little. All right. And I take my .100 pin, and I didn't realize this until after a while, but there's a direction. I think these, they go, in my tool, they go this way, not this way with the tab on the left. So the little spring part that touches the pin on mine has to be on the right side of the tool, because in the jaws here you can see they're not the same. One's smaller than the other, the crimping portion. So, and just like on here, one crimper smaller than the other crimper part. So I set mine in here on the very last tooth. I hold it, make sure it stays aligned. And then I give it, mine takes 3 clicks. There we go. Now that's in there. I can just hold it with one hand. And it's sitting there waiting for me to feed the wire in from the left side here. So zoom back in, if I can catch all this. You want to put the wire in far enough to where the closest set of crimp points here just crimps the jacket, the insulation, and then the other set right next to it is only squishing the wires, crimping the wires. I don't think squishing is the official term. So I'll see if I can get this on here. So you can see how far I'm pushing it in. About there. Let's see how I did. Oh, my final teeth are a little short, so I slide it down just a little bit more to make sure the insulation's crimped all. Whoops, wrong one. There we go. Now, how'd I do? Pretty good. I don't think I got the insulation. Let me look. I don't know, I may have a little bit, but it's okay because this is definitely crimped on the wire, tiny bit of wire sticking out, it'll be okay. Then you take that, make sure the little tab of the pin, we'll call it the back side, is pointed, you know, this align with this slot. Oops, not that hole, this one. You just gently wiggle her in if you need to, a little click, boom, it's in there. So there's one, I got 2, 4, 6, 8, 20 more on this connector. So time-lapse time. Pins, but J1's completely done and the first 4 on J3 are done. So I'm going to pull the board. If I have time, I need to run in and see if I need to help my wife with anything, but I'm going to pull the board, reflow the header pin connections, and try to brass wire brush off some of this crap until I can get more and replace them. And then I'm going to put the play field back up, put a bunch of known good, fill all the sockets, the light bulb sockets with known good LED incandescents, and then I will, what am I going to do after that? I'm not thinking. Put incandescents everywhere, see if that fixes my problem. Don't Dremel any sockets or anything. Just put good bulbs in all the sockets and see how it looks. And then see if the bulbs that aren't working, if there are some that aren't, are these last connections on 28, on J2, 3, J3. So it's going to be stuff like, come on, focus. 5X treasure saucer, center A, 20K drop target, 8K, 8 golden cliff, blah, 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 15, 20, center N, center R. Same player shoot again. 5X, 6K golden cliff, 7K bonus, 3K saucer R not used. So if any of those aren't working, I'll know why until I get my pins in. But yeah, let me pull the board if I have time and see how that looks. All right, I got it out on the bench. First thing that I noticed was that was small. And then I realized it was pushed through. That one isn't used. You can see there's no trace to it, but these definitely need reflowed. At least the end ones, but I'll do them all. That one pushed through. No trace, I see. Need to brush those first too. Okay, that's that row. How about this one? Cracky, cracky. Cracky. Uh-oh, kitty girl wants in. Let's see if we can get a different angle here. Yeah, these need it. Well, that's cool. This is actually kind of fun. It's starting to get fun now that I'm getting the hang of the technique. Pretty hot solder iron. Mine's set at 800, and I just have a little bit of solder on the tip and just touch it quickly and don't hang out there for too long, roast things. Especially on these dinky ones, there's hardly any solder there, so it melts quickly. But yeah, let me look over this again. Let's look together here. I'll look through my phone. Has anything been worked on here before? Doesn't really look. There's something. That's no biggie though. What are those? Just one of those, okay. I guess I should test these while it's out. These are called SCRs, I think, the little guys. And these are, see what they say on them. .585 something. M7926 585-29. That doesn't mean anything. I'll look in the manual and see what they are. I think that's like Motorola a number or something like that. Maybe that's what they are. Who knows? Those look like they might have been hot or just banged up. Got smashed on something. I'll test them for kicks. Since I have the schematics pulled up, I'll get to the right page and check it out and report back if I find anything cool. All right, all the resistors that looked weird are just scraped, I think. You can see a little copper exposed, but they're fine. They test good. all these transistors, I think, maybe test good. All these look fine. I tested a bunch, but I'm not really exactly sure how to test those either. So we'll see. But I did check the one that had looked like it's been replaced here and maybe here. I'm getting the same numbers on everything else. So I'm just going to reflow these and put her back in, then put bulbs everywhere, all the empty sockets, and then see how it is. I know I still need to repin that J3 or whatever, so yeah. Complete repinning J3, and then probably these two, but they were kind of shiny when I pulled them off. But all right, let me reflow these. Let's check out my handiwork. Good. I double checked the footage. Those are bridged, and so are those. I actually didn't even hit those because they looked fine. But I hit the rest of them. A little blobby, not too bad. That's the key. That one's sticking up. That one's unused. I tried to push it down, but it wasn't moving, so. Boom, boom. All right, let's put her back in and then put bulbs and sockets and see what happens. All right, I put the lamp board back in and we got some extra lights. It's not fully working yet, but I don't know. Some of these are missing light bulbs underneath. And I also haven't repinned everything. So I'm sure I'll have some socket repair to do, but now we have, it's really dim, but we've got everything but 2, 5, and 6 there. Here we 20, 40 shoot agains out. Still waiting on PAON. 3 of those don't work. Special's not working. That's that. My spinner lights. And none of those 3. But everything on the back box that's controlled works, so that's cool. So they seem a little dim to me, but what are you gonna do? So I'm gonna put bulbs in everywhere on the playfield, lift this up, and then see what doesn't work. I mean, I guess it still doesn't matter. I still need to there's 20 pins that haven't been repinned on J3, so. But until I get those, this is all I can do on the lamps, so let's do that. Jurassic Park has nothing to do with this game, but I'm so happy that I got all the lights working. All right, they all work. I think. I haven't flipped it down yet, but we out here. I'm stoked. Real quick while I have it up, I want to throw a non-ghosting light or 2 in and see what they look like. So let me grab those. All right, frosted warm white non-ghosting. All right, I need 2 hands, it'll make it quick. You pop a couple in here and see what happens, how it looks. All right, so the non-ghosting bulbs just didn't work at all. I actually didn't try regular LEDs. I think I did yesterday and they just like flicker. So, incandescents we have. Let's check it out. Man, I don't get that.
All right, I guess it's fine. Everything works. Maybe these don't light on attract mode. Wow, very happy. Okay, those are on. Huh. I'll need to check those two, because I'm pretty sure I saw online that this one always stays on. It's a little bright. I just popped an LED in there since it was going to stay on. But I think that always stays on. But yeah, they all work. All the lights are good. Let me put it in lamp test. I guess maybe these just don't run during the... Yeah. There we go, they're working. Anything that's a little dim or weird looking, I think is going to be attributed to those pins I haven't replaced yet back there. I just don't think that some of these are getting good. Or sockets, bulb sockets. But yeah, I'm very happy. Now that I got all the lights working, let me turn the lights off. Sweet. Okay, now the next step will be tearing apart the play field and getting it prepped for the hardtop. I got some inserts on order to see. Pretty sure I can't find these anywhere. They are like 1 1/8 inch opaque white. Slightly bigger than that maybe. They're not 3/16 for sure. I think they're 1 inch. Let me bust out the caliper, hang on. What did I have here? So the hole measures about just under 1 1/8 inch, right at 1 1/8 inch. So I haven't been able to find any yet. So I think I'm going to be salvaging these and then just sanding off the artwork on these guys. Even though they're cupped pretty good, I did this one with my finger and just about in a little sandpaper, just going like this, about 3 minutes. So all the ones I tried to order new, some of these are 7/8, right? Yeah, 7/8. So anyway, what I can't order, I'm saving. So I will be working on that in the next episode. So thank you very much for watching again, and I'm stoked to get this one pretty. Maybe I'll do decals on the cabinet. I think I gotta go like new and nice if I'm doing the hard top. So maybe new plastics, definitely new flippers, new everything. Maybe new side rails. Oh man, I don't know though. We'll see. It's gonna add up quick, so. All right, good times. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.